Do you want to be like the high-level entrepreneurs out there who are achieving the best success, having the most enjoyment in their life? Here are 5 common mistakes that I see in my clients and in general, people who are high achievers, high performers, who are trying to do everything out there to make sure that they can maximize their health, and they're just falling a little bit short or make things a little more complicated for themselves. Number 1, taking too many supplements. No matter what, it's probably one of the biggest things I see. They're taking supplements to deal with the side effects of their supplements or to boost this supplement, and people don't even know why they're taking a certain supplement. Know why you're doing a supplement, and you want to be taking supplements that augment each other, that work together. You don't need to be taking 7 supplements for your mitochondria and 6 supplements for inflammation and 17 supplements for your gut. You probably need no more than 3 for any category. If somebody is recommending more than 3, ask them why. Maybe mitochondria, I can see for 4 or 5 or 6. Otherwise, I don't see it, and it's not something I see in patients of mine or in people in general who are highly successful. You should be able to have all your supplements fit in one pill box. Remember, you can also stagger your supplements. It doesn't mean you have to take all 25 supplements you want to take every day of every month. I have patients who take a certain supplement like spermidine, they take it for 3 months, and then they put it away for 3 or 4 months. They take BPC 157 and they do it again in 3 months. Apidolon, they do it for 1 or twice a year. Cerebrolysin, same thing. So there's a lot of supplements out there that you don't have to take all the time. You don't need to be taking everything every month. It's going to be counterproductive, and it also doesn't reach to the core of what you need to be doing, which leads into number 2. You need to be doing the core things. Don't forget exercise. Exercise is the best treatment for anxiety. We know exercise is one of the best treatments for cognition. We know exercise can help treat things like Alzheimer's. If you are not getting 2 to 3 days of resistance training in per week and hopefully amplifying it, getting the appropriate protein intake, which is usually like 1 gram per kilogram at least, if not more, plus taking the appropriate amount of creatine, usually at least 5 grams. If you're older and having to deal with muscle loss, you may want to take in more. Those are the things that you want to be doing, because you could be taking every supplement, doing hyperbaric, going to your super famous celebrity trainer. If you're not A, exercising at all, or B, amplifying what you're already doing at the gym, you are playing from behind and it may not work. Third mistake is they are not diligent with their sleep, or they're too busy to deal with it. I mean, we see it from executives now who are flying all over the world on their private jets, or they're flying just transcontinental trips all the time, and they're not preparing themselves ahead of time for sleep. If you know that you're going more than 3 hours or 3 time zones, 2 to 3 days before, you should be trying to reset your sleep cycle to correspond to that by 15 or 20 minutes each day to make sure that you're somewhat attuned to where you're going to. There's a great app called Time Shifter. Not working on your sleep to be a high performer is just the bucket's leaking much faster than it should be. They are not maintaining a normal circadian rhythm. The best elite people are those who are getting about 5, 6, 7 o'clock every day and making sure that they are getting getting up the same time of day, they're getting the morning sun, their body is used to maintain. We know the importance of circadian rhythm in health in general. Number 3, we know people who are getting up at 5 o'clock in the morning to work out. That may not be the best use of your time. We know that you may actually want to be getting up a little bit later, guaranteeing yourself at least 6 hours of sleep before you do work out. If you're not doing that, then that could be a mistake, and we find that you have an increased risk of heart disease and potentially an increased risk of cognitive issues if you're sacrificing sleep to work out. Sleep is the crown jewel of all health. Exercise is right next to it, number 2. Fourth thing that we see people who are trying to optimize their health where they make the mistakes is they are just taking random things and they are not getting their labs checked. Everything can be tested. We can check your hormones, we can check your electrolytes, we can check how well your mitochondria is doing, we can check your microbiome, we can evaluate your brain. You wouldn't go into developing a project or invest in a fund or whatever your business is and do no research on it. That would make no sense. It's the same thing with getting your lab work done. That is the core. Get it done. It's much easier to access. You can do it at home now. It's just a huge mistake, and I don't understand it. And especially people are taking these prescription things they're getting from wherever, and it just doesn't make any sense to me. So that's number 4, is that test before you treat. If you're going to take a bunch of supplements or prescription medications, understand why you're taking it. Don't take it until you test. Make sure that it doesn't interact. They're going to cause a lot of side effects, things like sedation, fatigue, brain fog. That patient's taking one medicine for one thing and they're like, well, I feel foggy. I'm like, do you understand that medicine causes brain fog as well? And they're like, they don't know. There's definitely a place for supplements and prescription medications, both for general health and optimization, but it's not something you have to do. And number 5, and it should probably be number 1, is you need to pick a goal, and B, understand how committed you are. I have patients who come in, and I've seen it with other things as well, where they're like, okay, I'm 45, so-and-so, such and such happened, or I just sold my company, or whatever else, and then they just want to dive all the way to the bottom of the pool. That's not the way to do it. You can only usually make 1 to 2 changes every couple months. So it's something where if it's great that you want to be healthy and optimize your brain health to perform like a superhero. You want to start with the basics, get the lifestyle changes in. Let's get the lab work done. Let's pick one thing, be a brain health optimization, like breath work or stress reduction. Maybe one really good supplement that covers a lot of things like urolithin A or spermidine or one peptide that's out there. You cannot do 7 things at once and start it from square one. It's just not going to work. You're going to fall off the truck and maybe not do anything and waste a lot of time, effort, and money. Understand yourself, understand where your goals are, understand where you're coming from. If you're somebody who just feels great except that your workouts are not great, that's fine. If you're somebody who wants to optimize their brain health, they feel a little fuzzy, everything else is cool, perfect. We can throw everything in the kitchen sink at that. But if you're somebody who has this come to God moment that you want to become healthy and optimize your performance and you want to spend hundreds of thousands of dollars, we see this patients who are trying to emulate Brian Johnson's routine. It doesn't work. You can't change it. You may not maintain that schedule, you may not have the time or the energy or the effort or the motivation. And to do some of these higher end routines that people do, you need to be incredibly dedicated, have the time to do it, and have the passion. Taking care of your health is passion. You have a passion for your job, you have a passion for school, you have a passion for your family and your loved ones. You need to have a passion for your health. Otherwise, it's going to become monotonous, you're going to hate it, and you're not going to maintain it. So understand where you're coming from, make sure you get the appropriate testing, start with some of the basics, and don't overdo things. If you're overdoing things, it's just not going to work. If you do too deep of a dive, either at the beginning or even halfway in, it's going to become too complicated. Everything's going to become muddy, and you're not going to get the success that you want. Any questions or comments? We're going to do more posts on this as time goes on. Put any comments or questions in the comments section. Hope you enjoyed it. If you want to hear more about health optimization in life, feel free to subscribe to the channel. See you guys soon.